I never thought that prescription drugs would take me to using heroin. I never thought that I'd be homeless. I never thought that I would be so absent from my son's life. I honestly felt that like I was gonna die out there in the streets, probably overdose with a needle in my arm. And after a while, I was okay with it. I didn't know there was gonna be ever a way out. And I always considered myself like a person that has real strong willpower. Like I was just able to put my mind to something and do it. But when it came to that, like I lost all control. I grew up in Barstow, small town. I just didn't want to continue living there after I got out of high school, so I moved to Vegas. I got a job at the casino. It gets really busy over there, and I was taking a lot of bags up to the room. I ended up injuring myself with an oxygen tank. I felt something very sharp in my lower back. Ended up getting prescribed painkillers. I didn't know the effect that they would have on me. I never knew that, people get real dependency on them. I mean, you see the little warnings on the label, but I didn't think nothing of it. I was oblivious, and if I'm gonna be 100% honest, after a while, I could have probably got through the day without taking them, but I liked the feeling. In the beginning, I was taking them as prescribed, one every 8 hours or so. Then after a while, I started liking how it felt. So I said, let me try 2. Then, 3. And as the day goes on, I'm taking a prescription that's supposed to last me 30 days. It's asking me 10 days. And I'm like, okay, now I need to start getting them on the streets. This one day, my neighbor, she was doing heroin, and she said, it's the same thing. And, I always told myself I'm never going to ever try heroin. I was like, well, okay, let me just try it. And I liked it. And it was cheaper. As this is going along, I'm calling into work. I'm leaving early. I'm going in late. And I ended up losing my job because of attendance. Eventually, I lost my house. I lost my car. My wife took my son to go move with her parents, and I found myself homeless. I remember feeling really bad, and I would call my wife and be like, I miss my son. I really regret that part of it because I remember trying to make it to his kindergarten graduation. I went and washed up at the park and tried to jump on the bus and go down there to catch it. I was too late. In the 2.5 years I was out there on the streets, I seen him maybe 2 times. And it's not because I was locked up in a jail or anything like that. It's because I was locked up in my own head. Like at that point, I was so far in my addiction, I didn't care about nothing else but where I was gonna get my next high from. My family definitely motivates me, but like when I was in my addiction, my son couldn't get me sober, my wife couldn't get me sober. Nobody but me, you know what I mean? Unless I wanted it, unless I was able to put in the footwork. I didn't like that life I was living before. And the life I have today is so much better. We'll go out on the weekends now, and we'll go to the flood channels, and we'll give those guys waters, and we'll offer them to go to detox and get them into housing and help them with the same things that were helped to me. Because I could tell them, hey bro, I used to live here. I used to live right here in these flood channels, and I found a way out. So if I could do it, you could do it. I never thought that I would be able to get sober. I never thought that I would be back in my son's life. I never thought there was hope. Hope is huge. Whatever your bottom may be, there is a way out.